Hey everyone, Cotton Candy TA here. How's it going? I've been MIA for quite a while. I've taken a hiatus to work on a secret day trading project that I'll be talking about a little bit later on in this video. But for now, let's get to this brand new video that we're doing. I've come up with a new series called 100 Trades Reviewed. And what this is I'm going to be looking at a bunch of trades that people go through, and I'm just going to be kind of marking them up, showing you some things that you may not have seen on the charts, tips, tricks, and giving my insight to these trades that I'm watching people take. So these are people who I've trained and taught, or maybe they're brand new to my community. Just kind of a mixed match of people, and it's gonna be cool because it's kind of like mini mentorship lessons in a way, I suppose. Usually when I'm with people, I'm with them for a few hours in mentorship and we do it multiple times a week, but this will be kind of like a cool thing because it's like little mini mentorship lessons chopped up and put into this cool video. So let's get to it. Okay, before we get into this trade that we're going to watch and I'm going to mark up and review, let's talk about where I've been and what I've been up to. So for the past year and a half, I've been working on a secret day trading project where I've spent pretty much 7 days a week, at least 10 hours a day. It's got to be pushing 12, 13 hours a day working on this project. And yeah, it's been about a year and a half, and people saw a small snippet of it last year, but it started out just as kind of this cool tournament thing that we did on Twitch for day trading in this contest. And it turned into a whole entire software project after I had initially done chart raiders again, which was just the streaming tournament thing that we did for day trading. I really fell in love with the idea of making something more for day trading. It was kind of always my goal in day trading, was to develop all this stuff so I could build something bigger and better for the day trading community. So for a year and a half, I've been working on a software, and it's about to come out this month. In a few weeks, we're going to do an alpha launch that's going to be followed into a beta launch, and I won't get into too many details in this video. I'll give one little piece of the software and what it does. We have a skill tree. Basically think of like Diablo or Path of Exile, and we have a skill tree with all the lessons so people have kind of this unique way that they can learn. And part of the software is to teach people, and the other parts of the software, I'm not going to spoil that yet, but there's one section of this software that's just meant straight up to teach people. So you know, take all the content that I never released, because I have probably about 60, 70 videos that are unreleased that I just was waiting to release one day on YouTube, but then chart raiders came along and I thought, well, let's put it into a skill tree so people can have a direct path to see how they take this material and you know, share with their friends and watch with different people and have all these different options of how to absorb that content in a much cleaner and more concise way. So that's just a small snippet of chart raiders. But before I spoil too much of it, let's just drop the socials down here for chart raiders. There's going to be a launch video up on the chart raiders YouTube channel that you can go check out right now. Actually, it's being released coincide with this video, so you'll be able to go check that out. You can go to the chart raiders YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. Check it out. More to come very soon on chart raiders as the launch is in a few weeks, so stay tuned. I know it's very limited. All I said is a day trading software. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's get to the trade. Okay, so we're watching a trade by Jude. He's somebody that I've taught for a while here. Let's just see what he's got.
Hello everyone, it's 100x Jude here. I've just taken this trade and I thought
that should be good for volume.
We could go through it together. So I've just taken this 4-hour level up here. We were previously holding this 4-hour level above.
Okay, so Jude is simply just marking 4-hour levels. Looks like this one has been hit 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Not that I count how many times it's been hit. It looks like he has some type of range trend, an hourly range trend here that's trying to break. There's not really much to notice or mark up on the chart at first here, other than like it's created this 4-hour hold level here. I'm assuming he's following this trail of 4-hour hold levels. Likely he's going to take a short. What I would have liked to see here, like he has a reverse level here. This is a green 15-minute dotted line. That should indicate a reverse or an origin. I'm not sure what he's using this dotted line for. Anyways, 29.024 is fine. But I would really like to see that range trend on the bottom here, just because he is using one on the top. I'd like to see the mirror image on the bottom, because if this blue trend continues to hold, then you know, you'd assume the target is that blue trend on the bottom. And if it doesn't hold and actually you break this blue trend and start cycling it, I would still like to see where that range trend is, because that could be support to use as rebuys to cycle this trend out of these 4-hour levels. So let's just continue watching. 10 seconds. Let's not be too hard on Jude here. And there's only been 10 seconds.
It's 100x Jude together. Previously holding this 4-hour level above, and now I want to see if we can start a trail by holding this one. So I've taken starting the trail. I want to see us get back on.
Okay, so first he's moving down in time frames. That's good. You always want to make sure you move down in time frames. The first thing he did was go forward to the 1 hour. That's good.
This hourly trend. And if we can do that, I'm going to try and target the origin, the 15-minute origin at the bottom of the range.
Okay, so this is an origin he's targeting at the bottom of the range. So he's using a 4-hour level to target an origin. So I would rather see him target a 1-hour level here, +1, -1 theory, which isn't out yet on YouTube, by the way. So if that's a little confusing or new, you hear me say +1, -1 theory. So I haven't released it. It's something we talk about in mentorship. +1, -1 theory goes into the time frame below you. So, you know, if you're on a 4-hour time frame, you want to target an hourly level, for example. If you're on an hourly level, you want to go down and target a 15-minute level. Now, you don't go +1 in terms of higher time frames. You wouldn't go 4 hour to the daily. If you want to learn more about +1, -1, you can on Chart Raiders when it launches. I have a bunch of lessons that aren't released to the public, like good 70 lessons that aren't released, which is Butterfly Effect 2, 3, and so forth. But anyways, getting back to this, I would like to see him use an hourly level here. It looks like this is already tested here. You've got maybe an origin here that could create, I would really like to see this hourly trend from here, like wherever this range trend is. I kind of want to see, you know, this line up here to see what's going on. But 4 hour to 4 hour, okay, let's see what happens. So he looks like he's broken his hourly trend here. He's hit his 4 hour. He deep dove it to a different target. I almost wonder what target it hit. Like, this is something where I would always go and investigate. Like, here we have a 4 hour hold level, which held, that's fine. But I'd like to see what kind of combo level it went after. And I would like to mark it so I can kind of maybe create a Pandora's box or a mirroring situation on the bottom. If we have a 4 hour with a 15-minute that we hit inside of it as a combo level in here, maybe I might look at the 4 hour in the bottom and see if there's a clean 15-minute level. That might be a good indication of something to look for. So I would have liked to see the combo level he went for here. And I definitely want to see the range trend, because I don't necessarily know if you're actually hitting this 4 hour level. Maybe you're actually hitting something inside of this range. And if you're hitting an hourly, that would be really important to know. So nevertheless, let's just see what happens here. I'm going to be really nitpicky in these videos when I do this, everybody, just so you know. I'm going to be really hyper nitpicky because I want this to be a learning experience, almost like mini mentorship for people. He's got his 4 hour mark to 15. Good.
So I've just noticed that there's this 4 hour hold level here. And this could be a profit gap to my trade, as I got entry on a 4 hour candle.
Okay, let's take it easy on G for a second.
Break if I want to see larger targets.
Okay, let's pause his smaller time frame here. Something you immediately notice is you've got this part of the range here, and it has created kind of a float right here, right? Like, it's broken this wick right here, and it's created this as a float. So you have a ladder forming down here. That's fine, higher time frame ladder, but you got a more internal float happening. So what you're going to see here is this level should, because it didn't break over top of this level should hold it. So that's where that float comes into play. You break this range, and that's the piece that does it right here. So you break that wick right there, you create the floating level up top here, and that's what he's using for his 4 hours. So that's fine. I do think there would be something more relevant here with this float being broken. Not a big deal, but if this does hold, we would expect to go lower than this. So I'd expect some type of origin or reverse down here to be targeted, maybe something below this.
Because my stop loss is only about 20% on this trade. So I want to get,
I would expect more than this in this trade, to be honest. If you've hit a 4 hour level off of a float and you're holding the move, you're either going to go to the range trend here and you're going to go above this level, or you're going to break that range trend and go below it, I think.
Ratio by targeting something much further away than this 4 hour hold.
Also, I think once you start getting this 4 hour level here, you're going to need something larger to offset this. So +1, -1 dictates that it has to be minimum and hourly. But like, if you gain this 4 hour inverse level here, so it's the second you start moving down and get under this level right here, you've got the perfect short in the future, as to where this was the perfect short right now, this will be the perfect short in the future. So when that happens, you know, I just don't see how you would hit this reverse after creating this hold level, go down to this reverse back here, or this origin or whatever it is, go back, confirm that your float has hit, and then you'd move down below this and you'd still stay above that. I don't see it. I think you're going to go lower. So hopefully he adjusts his target here. I think that's something where, you know, you definitely need to look at your trade and kind of adjust your target accordingly as these things
so
unfold.
4 hour level's been hit, which I said was a potential profit cap for this move. So
he's profit capping on the 4 hour. So if he's going to profit cap this on the 4 hour, it means he's agreeing that we're in kind of a Pandora's box or a mirroring 2.0 situation. Mirroring 2.0 is Chart Raiders skill tree. Go watch that when it comes out. But anyways, mirroring situation here where, and if he is truly in a mirroring situation, you definitely want that lower side trend. So he's got his blue trend up top. If he does agree that it's a mirroring situation, the first thing he needs to do is maybe adjust this trend to here, create a trend on the bottom. And then if you're 4 to 4, you have to have those mirrors. You have to have your trend on top and your trend on bottom if it's in a mirror. And that's the key piece there, if it's in the mirror.
Show me that actually the direction of movement that I'm looking for might be failing.
So he's saying that because this tested, the direction might be failing. No, I don't think so. I think this is a normal bounce, and you're starting to create, you know, just a part of the move that would break it down. Probably creating some local origins from back here in the trade. Like, if he zooms out, yeah, you're probably creating some localized origins here. Nope, doesn't look like any local origins. Maybe if these wicks were connected to here, then maybe I could say it's, you know, something localized there, but maybe not. Just keep watching, see what happens. Okay, he's starting to add his range trend. I think this is too internal. I think this range trend here represents the rejection of this 4 hour to continue attacking up. So if he's in a short and he thinks this trend is going to hold, he needs to get out on the rebound. So if he's in this short here and he does think this trend is going to hold, he needs to wait for this thing to move up, come back, rebounce this 15. If the 15 holds, close a trade, trigger out based on the fact that this trend will hold it long term. And you may just, you know, forfeit your profits. But I think he's got the right idea anyways to go further in the move. I think that this can go much further than he thinks, but he's got the right idea here to start and go further in the move. Let's see what happens here. There's a 15-minute hold level it's hitting right now. He's got that marked out.
Instead of taking a loss on this trade, I might exit here. As this 15-minute is holding, we should have held this as resistance, but we're above it. And now we're holding it as support.
So I do like what he's doing here. So he has a 15-minute inverse level that he's identified. So this 15-minute inverse level is cool because it kind of acts almost as polarity in a way. Now, I would like to see this against an hourly because +1, -1 dictates that this 15 should be worked against an hourly. So I need to see some type of hourly information here, whether it be a hold level, a trend, anything, just something to say this 15-minute. But typically this 15-minute would be a spot that you would reverse the move. Like you would hit that inverse and you drop down. So staying above it means that it's not going to drop the move, and looks like you've created your first 3-minute candle above it, which this could actually be support to move against the 4 hour again. So I do like the fact that he's marking this 15-minute candle here and using that inverse as kind of internal polarity. Now, the polarity here isn't to say that it's going to rip up 5 or 10% or down 5 or 10%, but just internal to this move as is this 4 hour going to reject or not? You've got the inverse 15-minute. If you break above it and start holding it, you're obviously going to create those time frame candles like you can see here that are going to be future hold levels. So maybe you move up against here again, the 4 hour is a reverse. You pull back to this body, you create a trend off of that. So here, so like it would look something like this. You go to here, come back, you test this body of the candle. That would create a trend from down here, and that might support the move up. So I do like the fact that he's using this as a data point to give him more information. But let's just see. Let's just see.
So if this 5-minute candle gains inside of this 15, I think I'm going to exit here.
I like that. That's exactly what I was just saying. You're kind of using internal information there to dictate that. He's fast forwarding a bit in the replay here. Somebody's got stun locked. We've got no movement whatsoever. I think he's just waiting to see if this gains. It didn't gain. This is interesting. Let's talk about this for a second. Now you're kind of in this moment where you've got no hard close over the 15-minute. You've got the hold level above. So if you break up, you're going to be obviously gaining the move. And you've got an inverse 5 here, which will just act as another reverse level in the future, or just a straight up 5-minute level that could create a trend in the future. So if you move up a little bit, you've gained your 5-minute level. If you've moved down a little bit, you've gained the 5-minute inverse on the other side. So you have this much movement between levels right now, which is really cool, really cool. Kind of a decision moment, I suppose. And maybe the only way you could help aid in that decision moment is by drawing a trend here, or seeing if there's a level in here that we're not seeing. Like maybe there's a 1-minute candle here that this is testing, and that might be able to give you a range trend. Super internal, but nevertheless, it's just to help aid this decision. Yeah, right here. So you're targeting this level here. So you do have kind of a confirmed ladder, which gives us a bit more clarity here. You have a backside here that's tested right there. So this range of this move, this 1-minute range, you've got an untested 1 minute here. So that's still in play. That's fine. But anyways, where we are now is this is tested. And now it looks like you're testing, maybe though I can't quite draw a straight line here, but it looks like you're testing the wick of this candle here. So you're holding this move, and now you're creating more hold levels. So let's just see.
I've been waiting for this 5-minute to gain, and it's finally gained. So
okay, he fast forward, he gained the
just got
5-minute level
on that. So didn't want to take any losses on this trade. It's coming very close to my original entry.
Like I think at this point, if you're that close to your original entry, I think you stay in the trade. For the simple fact that, you know, if you were going to exit this trade, maybe the best spot would have been down here where you see that first touch of that 4 hour, the second touch. And then you have 15-minute levels being created. You know, you've got one right here at back test, it moves straight up. The thing, if you're going to exit this trade, you do it when you touch this 4 hour for a second time. Doing it now would be where you'd get re-entry off of this, playing that internal one. I'm assuming this hit that 1-minute level. Let's see if he
unfortunately
goes and looks.
The 4 hour on the
but I don't think you would exit this trade here. I would rather take a break even exit than the final hold level where you would reshort this. So like if I was in a trade from here short and I did manage to get my exit here, or we saw this move pull up and, you know, you exit on this 5 or 15-minute level here, whatever you mark here, this is exactly where you'd reshort. So I don't like protecting my trade here, as I see this as, hey, this is exactly where I'd enter my next short on if I did take the first scalp and I think this is holding down.
We tried to break for a much bigger trade, but it just is what it is, and I can move on to my next trade with no losses from this one.
So I do like that statement that he said. I do like the fact that he's account protecting. He's protecting his capital as a first. The number one thing he's doing is protecting his capital. So he's taking a chance on this trade. He thought it was going to move down. It didn't go according to his perfect plan, and he's protecting his capital on his account. So this is always good practice, but it's just where he protects his capital, I just have a slight issue with, because I think you pretty much have to just take that as a re-entry short there, that 1 minute level. Or you're taking the 4 hour as a reverse, but you're taking a short here. And either one, I think, protects his entry, because 4 hour reverse is a neutral position at 0% loss. So let's see what happens here. Okay, it's coming back test this hourly trend. Looks like he's fast forwarding his replay a bit. It's coming down again. Okay, let's pause here for a second and talk about this. So let's say you took that re-entry short, and this is exactly what I was saying is why I don't like exiting where he did. You would use one of these levels as a trigger point. So what you would do in this case is you would take, now we can't see the other time frames, of course, unless I go and pull it up on my trading view, but that's not really the point here. You take your range trend here and you create it like this, right? Like you create it from here to here. And you create a range trend like that. And it's just a slight range trend. But if that holds the move, like if you have to define spots that you're saying, okay, I'm in a short. If I was going to exit this trade, what would it be off of? It could be off this level right here, which is 5 minute hold level right here. Looks like this one is the 15-minute level. It's got a combo deep dive and it's got a range trend here. So what you're waiting for here is you're waiting to see which one of these levels can hold it. Now, none of them might hold it and you're clear to stay in your shorts, but you're looking to see which level can hold it. And when that touches and bounces, just like this 4 hour hit once, hit a second time, and then started creating hold levels, you get out of the trade there. You would be very much doing the same thing right now with this trade. So we got 20 seconds left. Let's see what happens. It's the 15. Is it going to hold? This is where you trigger out of the trade if this continues to hold, but we're just not there yet. Fast forward it again. We're at that 4 hour. Looks like we would have broken that internal range trend. Fast forward again, and this is exactly where we're at. Okay, so let's pause it here. Again, just going back to the decision to exit that 1 minute candle there, I think that's exactly where you enter your reshort here. And what's indicating, like one of the key pieces here that I see on this chart that's indicating that you would actually want to short there is this floating level. So when you wicked below this part of the range here, when you wicked below that, that creates a floating level on top, which is exactly the parts of information you're seeing here. It looks like he's marked an hourly origin. Looks like he added this after. I wasn't sure if this is in his video from before. I wasn't paying attention, but maybe he added this or maybe it was there. But this is telling you that floating level is confirmed. So once you do hit that on the top, that floating level, whether it be and anything staying below this wick, it's all about finding the greediest level below this wick and not going below this wick. So like if you had a 1 minute level right here and it's just, $3 away, that's fine. That's the greediest level. This right here creates the float off of this range back here, right? This creates a float. This is the greediest point. Looks like the hourly was the greediest point in that spot. And when that happens here, you've got clear confirmation that you are going to be looking to short. Now, the only other thing that happens here that I'm noticing is you also have kind of an internal floating level here. So you wick past this right here, create that top side as a float because this is the part of the move that brought it there. So this is the start of the valley that brings that there. This creates the float to give you your floating level up here. This also creates an internal float. So when you are coming back, it creates kind of an internal one right here. So this breaking that means this might be able to hold down here. So maybe this 29,101, maybe it does make sense. Now, I don't want to go as far as saying it's a for sure exit your short target, but if it hits this and holds and starts developing like a 1 minute hold level, a 3, a 5 minute hold level, as soon as you start seeing that, you can say like, okay, obviously this internal float is holding this. You go to a bigger time frame and you're just going to see the continued ladder of this move. So it's important to have this marked down here from this internal float. Like it's small, but it's there. And if it holds it, you have to exit your short and just take your profits there. Let's see if 6 seconds we get to see anything else. No, I don't think we do.
Hello, everyone.
I think that's it. Okay, that's it for Jude's trade review. Okay, so what I've done is I've loaded up my trading view to kind of kick off where Jude left. I think we've got this matched up properly. Let's quickly go and take a look here, make sure everything's lined up. Okay, so we got his time frame. We've got end of the video here. Where did he leave at? Okay, he left kind of pushing this 29,168. Looks like a 4 hour level. Let's go to my chart here. Let's take this off. Find that 4 hour level he has, it's got to be this, right? What was his price on his level? 29,212. Okay, good. We're all lined up. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so let's kind of go here and just take a look at what could have happened here in this trade. So like what I was talking about was that floating level. Let's quickly go and mark everything out. So what I would do first is I would start working with combo levels. Obviously, you just mark your wick of your highest time frame down and you just start looking for combo levels. You got two levels here, right? You've got the combo backside 15. You've got front side here. So you've got this acting as the hourly test as well as the backside 15. So you're looking for combo level. If you were to mark right here, obviously that's not testing both levels. This is the first test of both levels. So I think this is an important part to watch. And I think that 15-minute floating level right down here, I think acts as what could possibly be a test. It looks like it was already tested in the moment. So I might just go to the body of the move, or maybe even drill down and find the 5-minute. That 5-minute backside is tested right there. Is a 5-minute front side is tested. So you can't really use that. This piece is tested here. So you could be right here. This technically isn't tested. How does that line up with the 15? Yeah, but you want to use the 15 and go down in time frame. So you got 15 there, 5 there. You don't really have anything. Do you have any 3s? Even if you do, it's disconnected from the time frame, but all your 3s are tested here. So actually I think you're just on the 15-minute time frame. Like everything is pretty tested. So I think you really only have 2 spots. I think you have a combo level here, which is going to be the hourly and the 15-minute all testing at once, because it does test that 15-minute backside, and you have the hourly test is there as well. So I think that's the first combo test. So I think you have 2 levels. If it hits this and holds, got to get out of the trade. If it goes deeper in the move, you may break it down against something like this, like an origin back here possibly. You might have something, and now I'm not going to go look for origins, but just as a quick thing on my screen here, I'm seeing there could be an origin here that could break the move down. So really you're expecting this to hold, and yeah, like you can go for the 15, but I would just kind of wait and see what happens here. Okay, so this is where it hits and holds. There's your 4 hour. We can just delete that off the screen. Just get that junk out of the way. This is where Jude's trade kind of left off, and we, it was moving down in price. I think this is pretty clear right here. You've hit the hourly here, which also has the 15-minute hold level right here. So you've confirmed the hourly and the 15. At this point, I think you've got to start getting out of your trade. I think once you hit this here and you develop this 5-minute and you've broken over this like little local piece right here. Let's see what this is. There should be like maybe a 1-minute hold level in here. That's kind of an origin valley. Once you break over, you're going to be moving up. So I think you only have 2 plays here. I think if you break above this, like this, if you break above, you have to get back on the back test of this. If you go down right now and hold this, that's where you get out. So I think you have 2 ways you can get out here, and that's just what you do. Or you stay in your short until one of those 2 things happen. Like you could just go straight down right now and that's fine. But if it starts moving up, that's your cue. It goes up, you set your order right there to get out. If it kind of goes down and holds this, then you also setting your order to get out. Or you stay in if it just simply goes straight down. So let's just kind of hit play here and see what happens. There it is right there. So you have broken above that move. You need to find an exit like ASAP. You right there, I'd be exiting right there. I would not wait another candle. That would be it for me. I would assume it just goes straight up from here. Okay, it moved down a bit, but maybe a little premature on the exit, but not by much. I think that's still a pretty safe exit there. And yeah, this thing just kind of moves up as it ladders. Sort of a bigger time frame here. Probably just going to move up here. Yeah, just moves up. So yeah, I think that's a pretty decent exit there. You could have squeezed out a little bit more, but the amount of times where you have one of these backside levels that you break over, localized origin like this, the amount of times where you back test it and move straight off it is alarming. Sitting in here for an extra 7% on 100x is just not really worth it to potentially bounce this and just rip straight up. Okay, that's it for the very first 100 trades reviewed in this series. We've got 99 left to go, so we've got a lot of these left to do, and maybe next time I won't record this at dusk when the sun is in my eye, because I'm sitting here dodging the sun like a vampire. So if you see smoke coming out of my skin, I don't know, maybe there's something else going on here. But anyways, getting back to it, great trade by Jude. Awesome to mark it up and review it. Let me know what you thought of this new series in the comments section, how we can improve it, how we can keep moving forward. I really like this. I think they're kind of like mini mentorship lessons where people can learn a lot about how to analyze a chart in the moment from a higher level. Now, before we go, I'm going to show you guys a sneak peek of something in Chart Raiders. We've got all sorts of cool stuff coming out in Chart Raiders. Again, it's a full-fledged software that we're going to be working on for years to come. And the first version is coming out, which is the alpha launch, is coming out soon. You can go check out the social media pages, Chart Raiders. I'll link it in the video, put it in the description, all that fun jazz. And you can become a part of the alpha launch, the beta launch. And I'm going to take a quick moment to show you a little sneak peek of something we call the skill tree. Now, it's very much as you would imagine what it would sound like is exactly what it is. It's a skill tree for learning. And I've zoomed in because I don't want to reveal the whole thing. This is a very limited sneak peek, but basically what the skill tree is is you've got nodes, and every node you click, you're going to be able to launch a lesson and see what recommended training is next. And then as you go through, you're going to have a progression map that's tied to your account panel, and you can kind of have this progression that you record and show to your friends, amongst with the various other forms of progression across different types of trading, material, learning, practicing, executing trades. Is a whole entire software that, like I said, we've developed this for the past year and a half, and we're going to be developing it for years to come. So there is about 70 new lessons on here. So I've been recording for the last 6 to 7 months straight, unreleased lessons, Butterfly Effect 2, Butterfly Effect 3, all sorts of stuff that you're going to see in the skill tree as you move forward in the skill tree. And I'm not going to reveal it here today, but you're going to see all sorts of stuff that you haven't seen, and you're going to be able to further that education path and learning path. And the best thing is it's free to use. You can pay to swag out your account, but by no means do you have to pay to use the skill tree or any other features. You can simply just log on, create an account, access it for free, and grind it out. But if you want to swag out your account, of course, there's those pay options there too. But people will be happy to know that it's free to use, and it's going to be this awesome progression map that connects and shows people different things. And we don't want to go over there too far, spoiler alert, but there's the YouTube content kind of stops right around here. It stops in about here, and then you can see the skill tree is developed much beyond that. So, and other pieces as well. So we're gonna leave it there. That's the skill tree. Chartraters.com, social media pages, all that stuff. Make sure you follow them. There's going to be a lot of news coming out, and this thing launches in a few weeks. So see you on the next 100 trades and review, and take care.